And welcome back to the show. In the latest tech news, Sony announced a new PlayStation VR system, possibly called PSVR2, which will, quote, enable the ultimate entertainment experience with dramatic leaps in performance and interactivity. Also, many tech lovers have turned their attention to the iPhone 13 and the three other variants expected to join the lineup: the iPhone 13 mini, the iPhone 13 Pro, and the iPhone 13 Pro Max. Our next guest is here to break down what this means exactly for you. We're pleased to be joined by Sherri L. Smith, who is the editor in chief of Laptop Magazine. And Sherri, good to have you.
It's a pleasure to be here.
So, as we were talking a little bit in the lead, I guess, yes, PlayStation users have yet something else to be excited about.
Yes, if you have managed to finally get your hands on a PlayStation 5, A, congratulations. um, and B, I hope you're enjoying your games. But last week we saw the announcement of the PSVR 2, which that's the tentative name. We don't know if that's going to be the name officially. And that is the follow up for the PSVR, PlayStation's virtual reality headset. Currently, the old PSVR can work with the PS5, but you need a special adapter that Sony is being kind enough to send to users for free. But new is new. So we are really excited to see what Sony has in store for virtual reality fans this time around. What I'm hoping for is at least like cutting down on some of the things required to get to use the system, because before you needed this complicated setup with this other box, so it's a box on a box on a box. You had to sit down or stand up, so you couldn't move around like you can with say the Oculus Quest 2 or the Vive Cosmos. And I'm just hoping that they've found a way to simplify some things, and at least like rumors have it that for right now that at least they've got it down to one cable. So that's great. So if they can keep going with that, we're off to a good start. There's no ideas yet, or information on resolution or what games are going to come out, but it's good to hear that Sony hasn't given up on its VR program.
So, when we talk about Sony, I wanted to go from Sony to Apple. As we're talking, Apple's got a couple of things that could potentially be exciting for those people who are MacBook Pro users. Yet another MacBook Pro.
Yet another MacBook Pro. We are There's rumors that we're going to have our first Apple event of the year this month, so definitely stay tuned to Laptop Mag for that. And so there are a couple of things. So we're expecting the refresh of the 16-inch MacBook Pro, and like the 13-inch MacBook Pro and the MacBook Air, we're expecting it to have Apple's new M1 graphics, which have taken the computing world by storm with their performance, endurance, and what have you. Except with the 16-inch, it will be the M1X chip, which is an even more powerful chip. Um, Other rumors with that is that, excuse me, we should expect a mini LED screen, which is even better than OLED. So think even more vivid colors, brighter display, just a really stunning thing to look at. And it's also energy efficient. And supposedly, this is the rumor will that Apple is bringing back some old school ports, namely the micro SD slot and the HDMI port. Which, if you're a content creator, which a lot of us are, even if you're doing TikTok or you're doing video editing, photo editing, a lot of us have taken up becoming content creators during this pandemic. So that's music to the ears of those folks. And there's rumored that we might get a 14-inch MacBook Pro. I'm not too sure about that one, because that would run right up against the 13, but stranger things have happened.
So, talk to me about the phone though, because there's a lot of talk about a new iPhone 13 that possibly could be released. What are we hearing here, and what can you tell us?
Yeah, it's been so nice. You gotta follow it up. So, MacBook 13 is going to, the iPhone 13 is going to come in three flavors. So, of course, you've got your mini, you've got your uh iPhone 13 proper, and then the Pro. Um, they are going to, like, we're still waiting to see what exactly is going to come of it, but right now we're into, like, if we're anticipating that the prices would start at about 699 for the mini and go up to 799 for the 13, and maybe 999 for the Pro. And if you want to really max it out, then you can get the 1099 variant, which would probably bump you up to 128 gigs, um which is big because that's a big increase for storage, because if you are an iPhone user, you know that Apple can be a little stingy with the storage. So 128 gigs, that's a big deal. Another rumor that's going on with the iPhone 13 is this is the first time that we're going to see a portless phone. So that means goodbye lightning. We've already gotten rid of the headphone jack, so instead of using the lightning port, you would be using the magnetic MagSafe chargers and basically charge your phone wirelessly.
Oh no, that's what some. I got my cords already. I mean, let's deal. I mean, I've got cords and I've got the old cords. It's every time there's an update, you always have to just keep up. But I'll go back here though. I hear there's talk about going backwards because we're now hearing something about foldable phones that are now coming into play. What can you tell us about foldable phones and the possibility of it making an existence? I mean, we used to kid people about it being a flip phone, but it seems like it might become a reality.
Foldable phones like they're making some headway into the market space. So, of course, we have the Galaxy Folds and the Z Fold, and LG has been working with something called the Rollable, where it, like, you kind of pull it out like a piece, like a scroll almost, um, and that is kind of maybe in the works, because LG is debating on whether or not they're going to continue to make phones, but they seem like they're really committed to this phone. But even there are patents that suggest that Apple might be getting into the game. So once Apple jumps in, I think foldables will really have arrived, because you know that it's not done until Apple does it. So there are patents hinting that Apple is at least considering the idea, and there are rumors that LG is going to be supplying the foldable screens to a lot of its competitors. And LG already has uh, considerable experience with rollables, because if you haven't been paying attention to a bigger screen, TVs, they have rollable screen. They have rollable TVs. They like have TVs that are like paper thin, that you can just hold, put on the wall, it rolls out. So they know what they're talking about when we're talking about rollables and foldables. And on the Samsung front, there are rumors that they are going to retire my beloved Note series in favor of the folds, and give it a pin and all that fancy stuff. I hope they do not do that. Just make another foldable. I personally love my Note the way it is. Just make it more powerful and give it better cameras, in my opinion.
As we approach spring, talk to us a little bit about spring. What can we expect coming forward in the spring?
We are going to see a lot more gaming laptop uh releases, because as when we talked last time in January, Nvidia had announced new graphics cards, as did AMD. So we're going to see a lot more of those rolling out. In terms of Apple, if the event is in March, then we should probably see new MacBooks in April, which isn't too far down the line. And we're going to see, and Intel has started showing off a few of their new chips. So we're going to see a lot of refreshes, not entirely new systems per se, but basically laptops are going to get more powerful with more endurance.
Sherri, we got to leave it there. Thank you so much. I mean, a lot to talk about. Of course, we'll bring you back as the spring continues to come forward. And I know there'll be some exciting new releases and some embargoes, hopefully, that you'll be able to share with us.
Absolutely.
All righty. Sherri L. Smith, who is the editor and chief of Laptop Magazine, bringing us the latest. If you are an iPhone user, maybe it is something to be excited about, but definitely something to talk about when we talk about the reinvention of possibly the flip phone coming back out. All right. Well, now, if you want more information about Sherri and Laptop Magazine, please go to their website, laptopmag.com. Also, you can follow them on social media at laptopmag.